Disclaimer. This game contains disturbing subject matters and might not be for everyone. You have been warned.
She a nympho, I wanna fuck, baby, let me get your info. Let me know what you wanna get yourself into. Yeah, I know that you got some daddy issues.
How's it going, nerds? My name is Linkwood, and in the last episode, we ended up leaving and, getting eloped or some shit. I don't really know. I wasn't paying attention. Except I read it all, but let's forget that. Anyway, let's get right back into it. I believe we just started chapter 8? If I remember correctly, at least. Totally what? Totally am not recording at random different points throughout the day. What? It's all at once. Duh. Anyway, it took us another day and a half to arrive at our destination. So 3 days all in all. Since it was on Friday night that we've eloped, like Cassandra loved so much to say, we were now obviously Monday. We are Monday. Late in the evening. The moment we've entered the core of the city, she became ecstatic. At every street corner, she would be like, ooh, or look, it's so beautiful, or again, I want to go there, let's go there, alright? And every time, I would just keep my eyes on the road, half listening to her. And when I feel like she's pestering me too much, I would simply say something like, we need to find a place to crash first. Be patient, alright? She was so excited about trivial things that I started wondering what kind of life she has led up until then. She was a prostitute, right? Then why do I feel so much like I'm with the kids somehow? Was it really a good thing to bring her with me? To bring her to such a place? One thing we didn't have to worry about, though, was our budget. I had lots of economy from my old part-time job, as well as my current one. Well, current might not be the case anymore, but whatever. Since I lived my life up until then, pretty much modesty, or pathetically, I had more than enough for the both of us for quite a respectable amount of time. Obviously, the first place we decided to hit was the mandatory casino. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to see here, so we've drunk a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean we didn't as much as think of ever stopping throughout the night. She looked at everything with eyes full of curiosity. The old people in her slot machines would be very intriguing to her. She could gaze at them for 30 minutes without end. And when I asked her if she wanted to try, she looked at me with a smile and said, "They look so pathetic, it's almost pitiful. But when you think about it, aren't we the same? We passed our lives routinely doing the same emotionless events or movements, forgetting even about the meaning behind it. I wonder, if there is a God, wouldn't he look at us with some pity?" I walked closer to her, put my hand on her head, and looked at her silently. I wanted to somehow comfort her, but no word came to mind. Then that's when she continued. "As long as we're together, let's not do us, alright? I want this to be special. Us. You don't need to force yourself. You don't need to love me. But at least make sure we never forget, alright? Never forget the reason we're here right now. Alright. Never. I promise." Damn, B. I took her by the hand and led her through the maze of bright and colorful machines. But was it a good thing to ascertain her wish? I mean, not forgetting the reason why we're here would mean always always fearing to be found, always running, or maybe that's what she wanted. She would also look at me with great interest when playing blackjack. She didn't know the rules, but the moment I explained it to her, she would try and help me sometimes, and she was smart. Oh, for that she was. I almost forgot how she was the top of our school once. To think that she had become so innocent. Maybe she always has been. But the way I imagined her at the same time, I thought she was a strong-willed woman that could do anything if she put her mind to it. But I couldn't have been more wrong. She was fragile, delicate, and pure. Any man would have been better for her. Any man. Yet, she was unlucky enough to choose me out of all of them. The moment we started to become really wasted was the moment everything started to slowly crumble. I had to go to the washroom because of the alcohol, obviously, and the instant I got out of it, I saw her speaking with another man. Well, okay, she wasn't speaking to him more than he was trying to hit on her, but whatever. Her eyes were different than when she's with me. She had a stern expression, cold as ice. It was obviously she was trying to get rid of him. But he seemed persistent. I came up to them and asked her if she knew him. I don't. He was actually about to leave, right? Oh, so he's your boyfriend? Sorry, man. It's such a beautiful woman you have there. I couldn't pass her by without at least trying. He looked at me with that expression, as if he was the most natural thing in the world. What did he ask of you? I asked her plainly. Nothing. Answer me! I shouted, not minding the people around us. Obviously, most of them did turn around by my sudden outburst. She didn't want to answer, but knowing me, she finally looked down and said, "He asked me how much it was for the night. You just treated her as a prostitute? I'm sorry." He repeated back again. "But as I said, she's a very attractive girl, so leave," I said emotionlessly. And without waiting, I repeated the order again. "I said leave," he replied to me. Okay, no need to be so cold. Jeez, you're meant to be together, you two." "I wasn't talking to you. Cass, leave. Wait for me outside while I deal with this bitch." "What did you just say?" The man became visibly agitated. The moment he understood my words. No, Tim, come with me. I don't want to be alone. I don't care how he treated me. Just come, alright? Let's stay together." I took a stance, no longer minding her presence next to me. She started hugging me from behind, probably by fear of me jumping on the guy. "What are you doing? Stop it, you idiot!" And before I could finish my sentence, I was hit in the face by the man in front of me. He probably took her action as an opportunity to hit me by surprise. Almost lost my balance, but was somehow able to keep my ground. If I stumbled right now, I would fall on her. A second hit came, and I had no other choice but to take it yet again. I fell on her knee. At that moment, she finally understood what was happening, and she decided to protect me from up front and said, "Leave him alone. Don't you see he's not in any position to fight?" The guy did stop by her words, but he said something along the lines of, "Next time, know with whom you're dealing with, punk," before leaving as though he just conquered the world. I stayed close to the ground for some time while she kept on hugging me. I sensed rage welling up inside of me, and the only thing she thought to say was, "I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry." Her useless apologies only fueled my anger. I got up from the ground without looking at her and started walking towards the nearest bar. I wanted to be alone. I knew what would happen. She kept on following me, but sure enough, there was nowhere for her to go. I drank a couple of shots of my own. She was sitting next to me, but I ignored her. She didn't ask for a drink herself, nor did she start a conversation, but she kept on looking at me. I was the center of her whole world. That's how I felt at that very moment. After that, I went outside dejectedly. I was so drunk, I don't even know how I was able to walk straight. That is, if I was really walking straight to begin with. It was nighttime, maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. She was shivering somehow. She repeated that she was cold multiple times over. I didn't really understand how it was possible since it was relatively hot at the moment. I lit a cigarette and simply looked at one point in space without thinking of much of anything until, "Hold me. Please? I'm cold." She wanted me to hold her, ridiculously enough. "Get lost." She was annoying, "But I want to be close to you. Please." She didn't change gear even though I was so frigid towards her. She never did. Tonight was even more than that. She outright showed her dependence on me. No. She approached me nonetheless. The moment her hands touched me, I pushed her hard to the ground. She fell on her butt, her face slightly contorting in pain. Others were looking at me. It seems like I was the bad guy tonight. I couldn't care less. I didn't feel anything. I looked at her emotionlessly. She staggered back to her feet, and when she did, she kept her smile on her face, only looking at me. She walked again towards me and said, "Again?" She wanted to be pushed again. What the fuck was her problem? Well, not that I really minded. When she touched me again, I pushed her in the same fashion I did before. She again stumbled up to the ground, got back on her feet, and walked up to me. I started laughing. How the fuck was she so stupid? Doesn't she understand how mad I am right now? Do I even understand it myself? I pushed her. On the ground, she was laughing, like me, I guess. But this time, she had a harder time getting back up. People were eyeing us as though we were not part of this world. Part of their world. Another species entirely. Tsk, you're such an airhead sometimes. This is very abusive. My anger was totally dissipated thanks to her stupid act. I helped her back to her feet, and we entered the casino anew. She was happy. She had locked arms with me, and she was holding me so tight I had no other choice but to leave her to her own devices. We walked past a multitude of tables, all of which had different ways of carelessly losing your money. She took notice to one in particular. "I want to try this one. Give me 20... Alright. I gave it to her happily, somewhat intrigued by her sudden desire to play a game. Since we've got here, she always simply looking my way, happy to see me gamble with no interested in participating herself. With no interested, yes. She put the chip to the croupier, gave to her on the number 0. Well, wait, do you know how this works, right? Yeah, what of it? You know you only have one chance out of 37 while playing like this. Sure. The roulette started turning and turning, and soon enough the little ball slowed down to stop inside one slot in particular. And sure enough, that slot wasn't the number Wait, what? Yay, I won, babe! How is this fucking possible? Yeah, I know, less than 3% is still more than 0, still. She had won a little bit more than $700. She wanted to give it to me, but I didn't accept it. Even if she didn't necessarily work for it. It feels as though she used a lot of her unused luck to win it. She bought us 2 bottles of wine, and we finished the night at our hotel. She was on top of me. She looked at me with those passionate eyes of her. She had a little letter open in her hands. It was lying on the ground on the bedside table, I think. Then when she noticed it, she took it hastily, as though she had a great idea. And we'll find out what that great idea is in the next episode. Have a great day, all you beautiful, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll speak with you all again soon. Have a good one. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, still give it a like. Go check out the Baka Bowl every Tuesday, and go check out all my other series, and tell me what you think. And yeah, roll the outro.
There'll be girls across the nation that'll eat this up. Babe, I know that it's your soul, but could you bottle it up? Get down to the heart of it, no, it's my heart. Your shit out of your love. Don't make me tell you again. Woo! Love, love, love. Hey. Love, 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 love. I do it for love. Love, love, love.
Do it for. Yeah, do it for. Do it for. I do it for the love, yes I do. So you don't care about the money, well yes it's true. And I'm so blessed to be fulfilling my destiny. All material things could mean less to me. Only thing I ever could need is a Sarah B sample with a dope ass beat. And get the mic check, all the levels right. And if it's good then I'll be here for several nights. Cause the only thing I need is a strong supporting team.